The Parra Podcast, proudly brought to you by major sponsor Jack's Pale Ale, exclusively available in Parramatta Leagues Club, Scott from Brightside Detailing and Ceramics, and Bo Cook from Loan Market, and also BTZD Clothing, and the Parramatta Times, the official media partner of the Parra Podcast.
I'm still frustrated. I hate Melbourne. I hate Ashley Klein. Go Troy.
Well, basically you've covered off on all the points, all three of you. Obviously, that Mazda pass off the ground, well, that was just ridiculous. Everyone could see that one, that you can't do that. And just short, I think it was that pass that led to, I'm not too sure who he passed it to, but he ran behind a player as well that after that very pass. So where's the Shepherd penalty? Because he didn't lay down and take the tackle. He tried to play on, but also the Melbourne Storm, they were they did lay over all the ruck all the time and slow the play of the ball down every single play. But one thing also too that they were very good at, and maybe questionable as well, is their line speed. They were very quick off the line. So were they on side every single time?
Three front rowers in a charge down attempt for a field goal out of nowhere,
So very fast off the line. Their line speed was very fast. But in saying that, we did have a chance to win the game. We were in that game, and we just did make a few silly mistakes, like the Sevo kick out on the first tackle, maybe not the taking of the two when we got that penalty in front. That was early on in the game, and Dylan Brown as well would had a game that he would like to forget, and he had a few drop balls at crucial times as well. So
we'll get on to that.
It was usually just Mitch, and that was it. The other thing too, I think, is his kicking game as well. It always seems to go the fullback and wingers on the full all the time. Now
that's one of the things I was screaming out in the crowd. I was going, kick the ball on fourth, because their wingers were dropping back so low. I'm going, kick the ball
he literally could have hit so many 40-20s in that match as well.
And I understand that you got to build pressure by kicking it to them all the time. There was a debut winger on the Melbourne side, Will Warbrick. So you do have to build that pressure, but it just seems like throughout the whole game there was kick to the fullback and winger on the full. And as you said, Adam, that first that Josh Hodgson grubble was probably the only kick along the ground.
We've kept you quiet for a bit because we've probably spoken about everything we've already want to say. But who is your best player? And anything you've got to add from the positives?
Positive. Well, look, I'm just going to backtrack a little bit and just go.
You're going negative, are we?
I go negative about Melbourne.
He's going to say something negative, guys. This is
great. No, about Melbourne, and the.
Okay.
We're going right back.
The just quickly, because it just came to mind.
We're not going back to 2017, are we? I'm not over that yet.
No, just the cramping and the game stopping for the cramping. There was like 1 or 2 minutes, 3 minutes wasted for that one. So. That's obviously something that the NRL...
It was 1-1.
Doesn't matter. You can't stop the game for 2-3 minutes for a cramp, mate. Just give the ball to someone else, play the ball and move on. But anyway, okay, so,
actually, before we go this, can we go back to one negative? And it's not really a negative, but being there, did anyone feel like they had a... We know it's a thing, and we can say Penrith probably suffered from as well, but the thing called the grand final hangover... Now, I feel like I suffered from a grand final hangover being there. To go from the last game we attended, I had obviously the high of Townsville going into the grand final, which was disappointing, but going to a grand final with 90,000 people and everything on the line and the majority of the crowd Parramatta fans, did anybody else, feel like just the atmosphere and it just wasn't there? Like, it just didn't feel the same.
I think it was Thursday night.
Yeah, they are hard to... Yeah. Even though it is the first round of the game, first round of the competition, that they are still hard to get a decent crowd too because of the Thursday night and, school the next day so the kids can't go and stuff like that. So they are hard to try and get a massive crowd. But you would have thought that before the game, you would have got a decent crowd there, being the first game of the year, being against Melbourne, making the grand final last year. You would have thought there would have been a bigger crowd, so potentially.
I don't think 17 was that disappointing for a Thursday night.
It wasn't. It was one of the highest crowd figures of the round.
Yeah, we're so fussy these days. Like, and we just expect, because we get such big crowds and we have so many members. But look back to some of the crowds we used to get at the old Parramatta Stadium in the not so glory days.
Remember when we got 5K? Remember those days?
Yeah. If we played an out-of-town team like the Cowboys or Melbourne, we're lucky in a way. And look, I'm going to mention them again twice on a podcast, but people always base the Knights crowds off, they're so good, they always get such consistent crowds. Their consistent crowds are 21, 22, around that 19,000 mark, really. They rely so much on, up here, how many people, you go to a game, they play Parramatta, there'll be 22, 23,000 there. There's 6,000 or 7,000 Parramatta fans there. Well, there was probably, 300 Melbourne fans, and I got one right in front of me, of course, but there was probably 300 Melbourne fans there. So 17,000 on Thursday night. If that game was a Saturday night or even a Friday night, that's probably 2 or 3 extra thousand there. So it wasn't so much the amount of people there. It was just, I felt like everyone, you can probably safely assume, except for the few bandwagons come on, there are the 17,000 people there, 16,000 of them would have been at the grand final last year. If you're going to turn up the grand final, you're going to turn up to round one. So I think probably everyone was kind of just taken back by it, and I don't know, just the hype wasn't there. It's so hard to come down from. So hopefully we get that moment again. Hopefully we get that push to the finals. But
round 4,
one more thing I want to mention.
Round 4, I think you'll find that it's a Thursday night game against the Panthers. So I think you'll find that that'll be a sellout. There'll be a decent crowd there. So yeah, if a sellout, if not high 20,000. So
I reckon there'll be about 23, 24 on a Thursday for that one. I think the biggest one will be the Bulldogs game on the Sunday other. I think that'll be our first sellout of the year.
Yeah,
so.
But to the game, my players of the game, I thought all the new recruits did really well. I thought, as you said, Jack Murchie, he went pretty good. Matt Dury, he went all right. He did look tired at times, but he did really well. I thought it made a couple of really decent runs there. But yeah, you can't go past Jermaine Hopgood. He's most of the Supercoach teams, and he got the highest VB index score there, man of the round. So yeah, he's just a work machine. 57 tackles.
He's everyone's new favourite.
Yeah, I think so. And as you said, he's going to create a lasting legacy at Parramatta, and he, as Hayden Knowles said on my podcast this week, he's come from Penrith. He's going to bring those training standards to Parramatta from Penrith, and he's going to lift everybody around him. So he's that sort of player. And So
what about? Do you want to bring up quickly, Troy? Do you want to bring up what he said about him at the All-Stars as well?
Yeah. So he was playing the All-Stars games, as we know, for the Indigenous side, and Hayden was the trainer for the Indigenous side, and he said to one of the players, he said, look, I think Jermaine's looking a bit tired. We should maybe get him off, because during the trial games, obviously it was, I think it was unlimited interchange. And the player just turned around and he goes, "No, mate, he's all right." This is after 75 minutes, mind you. He goes, no, he's all right. He's going all right. He's a gun.
He's a gun.
He's a gun. And when you get that sort of a comment from a senior player, a senior representative player, then you know that you got something special at your club.
13, that's just going to not stop, and you know that Reggie and Junior's going to back him up every day of the week, and when Lane comes back, he'll be in there as well. So
I think he's going to have the tape around his head every single week now. I think it's just it's his
iconic, you know?
Absolutely.
Everyone, I expect you to next home game, so Friday go with the head
of black
straps,
tape.
I think, so start it up.
Yeah, really looking forward to this game against Cronulla Friday night in Adam's favourite time slot. We don't have that actually good record against the Sharks. We lost the last 2 out of 3, so I don't know where you
know
get.
what Meatloaf said?
I don't know. Yeah, 2 out of 3 ain't bad, but yeah, as you said, Matty, Mitchie, he might step up. He might score another great chip and chase try like he did last year against the Sharks. But shout out to Junior as well, playing his 150th NRL game. Is that correct,
Eels
Matty?
game.
Oh, Eels game. There you go.
So it's
After playing-
Mitch's 200th, and then it's...
Well, it should be 199 because he didn't play last week.
Okay, so Junior's 150th Eels game, Eels NRL game, and he played 46 at Canberra, so he's upping towards 200, and
It's
Mitchell
196.
I said he's upping towards 200, and Mitchell played, I think, 67 for the Tigers, so he's getting his game
How many
right.
of those were finals games for the Tigers, Trent?
I think that was 0. I think. I think the years he was there, they finished 9th. I think on a few occasions. But look, this will be a close game. Obviously, no Nico Hines for Cronulla again, which is a bonus for us. The only change, as you mentioned, was Sean Russell. So he will, as you said, lead us out of trouble a lot. He may even do some dropouts because he's got a massive boot on him. So
Massive.
Gutho might relinquish the short dropouts, and Sean Russell might do the 50-metre job. So that might be good to see. But look, we need to get the win, get back on track. You said that Parramatta, us didn't lose back-to-back games last year. Well, Cronulla didn't lose back-to-back games either. So Cronulla's going to be losing back-to-back games for the first time in 2 years this weekend, I reckon.
You're on fire.
Yeah, well, there you go. It's what I do. Research. Research.
He tells Joel not to do any research because he's got it all. That's why.
No. But yeah, look, it's going to be good. It's going to be the return of Oregon Kaufusi as well back to Commbank Stadium. So he's off the bench playing against his old club. So that'll be interesting.
I saw him drop the ball with the line wide open on the weekend.
That'll be interesting to see if any of his if any of his former teammates rub his head into the ground or something like that, or
Junior will smash him.
Yeah. Or maybe he might try and pull out one of the Parramatta calls, and hopefully we don't throw the ball to him. But who knows? See what happens. But it should be a good game, and looking forward to it.
Troy, some of your best. All right, I'm going to go. I'll let you go while I work out this multi.
Okay, so my first try scorer for the game will be. Look. No, should I just remind you that I did get last week's first try scorer, and how good was it to celebrate that one? But I'm sure we're going to talk about that just a little bit later. But
Troy, before you go, I've got it.
Look,
it's $2,501 that you can power play for $2,550. So Sean Russell scores the first try into Parramatta 1 to 12. Junior Reg is going to have a sneaky 5 on that now.
Okay, well,
thanks. I'll come down to see if it comes off.
Our guest tonight has actually stolen my first try scorer, so well done, Joel. Great minds think alike, but
no worries.
Yeah, look, Mike Acevo, first try scorer this week. Commbank Stadium, he's got a good record there. He's got to get a meat pie there, and the score will be 20-16. And bold prediction will be. Look, we said that Mitch was going to announce his re-signing last week before the game. After he comes out and has a man of the match performance on Friday night, and we get the win in his, what is it again, Manny? 200th game?
200th.
He'll announce his re-signing with Parramatta.